Hello, everyone. Once again, welcome, namaste, and konnichiwa. So today we have with us Dr. Aravind Chinchure, who will be speaking on this very interesting topic of future of innovation. So Dr. Aravind Chinchure completed his PhD in physics and has experience spending 25 years in R&D, innovation, intellectual property. He is currently CEO, the founder and CEO of QLeap Academy, which is focused on creating 21st century professionals and leaders in the area of Industry 4.0 and innovation. He has developed and driven programs to tap new growth opportunities through innovation, investments, joint venture, partnerships, to succeed in new and prevalent markets. Dr. Aravind has worked previously in academic and industrial research organizations, including Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Kamerlingh Honest Laboratory, Leiden, Netherlands, General Electric Global Research, Honeywell Technology Solutions, Bangalore, Reliance Innovation Leadership Center, Pune. He served as a chair professor of innovation and entrepreneurship at the Symbiosis International University. He is credited with designing and implementing India's first two-year MBA course on innovation and entrepreneurship at Symbiosis Institute of Business Management, Pune. He is actively engaged with several national and international organizations in research, innovation, social development, teaching, and policy making. So I don't think we will have anybody better than Dr. Aravind Chinchure to speak on this today's topic of future of innovation. So over to you, sir, please.
Thank you, Abhishek. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
So this is such an incredible privilege and honor for me to be part of this event. It's a very special event. It's an event, to celebrate our partnership and collaboration with Japan, and also strengthen the partnership between two beautiful countries, India and Japan. So I need to thank Abhishek, you for leading, this Indo Japan Business Council, Siddharth, and everyone who is making this event a great success, because I have seen the remarks of Consulate General of Japan, and we have started so well in this celebration of Indo-Japan relationship. So as you said, Abhishek, I have experience of almost 3 decades in the entire value chain of innovations, starting from research, the technology, intellectual property, entrepreneurship, then connecting this to policy and also social development. But recently, my focus has been on also creating these 21st century professionals and leaders, and I'm doing this through various interventions, and one of the ways that I'm trying to make these things happen is through education. And of course, I have a startup, QLeap Academy, which is focused on creating 21st century organizations and professionals by a variety of means. And this particular talk, Abhishek, is going to be based on my own experience. And I was just, as a curious, I was yesterday trying to search about what kind of a literature exists on future of innovation. And when I Googled it, and I interestingly, it was a big surprise for me that there is not much being discussed, being shared and reported on the future of innovation. What is being what you will see on the internet is about which sectors innovations are going to happen, which technologies are going to enable the innovation, but no one is talking about where the innovation is heading and where are the potential opportunities for all of us to succeed and sustain if we are in running the organization. So let me share and a very interesting innovation challenge that I found on the internet. So this is a Japan challenge for Society 5.0. So one side we have Industry 4.0, but Japan calls in a different way. So we have Society 5.0, and JETRO launched this challenge for startups around the world to accelerate innovation with Japan. It's a very, very interesting concept, and this challenge closed on July 2021. And it actually focused on three different areas, and they invited the startups to compete and be part of this innovation journey through co-creation between the startups from around the world and the organizations in Japan. And let me share a video, a teaser video that JETRO created. It's a very, very powerful video. It gives a very important message, about the future and future of innovation. So let me play this this video, and then we will go to the next step. So Abhishek, you can see that a country like Japan, which I believe has been an invention engine for the last, say, 50, 60 years, and has an example to the world about how to innovate, and there's a series of first to the world innovation. Now, Japan is like any other country facing its set of challenges, and they need a solution, and these solutions will come through co-creation. It's a very, very interesting to see that how Japan is planning for its future through innovation. So what I'm trying to do in the next, say, 45 minutes or so is share, what are those, big trends that are impacting innovation. It's very important to see that the world is changing very, very fast, and we are living in a very, very different world. And in this world is changing the way we innovate. So let's look at some of the key trends which are impacting innovation. Then I will go into what has been the past approach to innovation, what has been the present, present models and frameworks for doing innovation. And then I will have my own thoughts about the future of innovation, and where are the opportunities for all of us, whether we are individuals, whether we are startups, or whether we are large organizations. And then I will conclude with what could be the potential opportunities for Japan and India to collaborate and partner so that we succeed in the future. And then, of course, we will have Q&A. So let me share my thoughts and insights about the big trends, the big recent trends that I have been experiencing, and all of us have experienced or experiencing today. So we were living in an old world which was predominantly very linear. Our world was changing linearly, step by step, and our rate of learning as humans was also changing linearly. But in the recent past, the world is changing exponentially, but unfortunately, as humans, we are not able to cope up with the kind of changes that we see and we experience today. So therefore, what is happening is that there is a tension between the way world is changing exponentially and the way as humans we are trying to cope up with that change. And why this is very important, Abhishek, is that that if I look at one dimension of that change, of course, the change is happening in many areas and many dimensions. But let's look at technology. The technology is moving exponentially, but we as humans are, wired to still continue our growth and learning in a linear terms. To give an example, that the way we live, for example, if I'm into the education and if I want to get a degree, so it's a linear phenomena. I do LKG, UKG, then I get that's pre-primary, then I get into the first standard, second standard, and every year I get promoted. But technology is not linear. It is not moving step by step. It just doubles every year. It can triple every year, and therefore we have that we are not able to quickly come to the terms with those with these changes, and that has a tremendous impact on the way we work, the way we live, the way we build new products and solutions, and the way we create technology and innovation. Now, fundamentally, we can ask this question: what does this mean to us, to smaller organizations, to startups, and to larger organizations, when the world is moving so fast and we are going step by step in a linear form? So, Abhishek, I would like to have this a quick, a small activity for all our participants and audience, just to have some kind of an two-way interaction. So please see whether you get a responses, and let me share those responses. So what I'm asking, those who are listening to this particular talk, whether you are on a YouTube or any other means, so please share with me in your chat that if I ask you to complete this sentence, like Tesla is a company. Or if I want you to complete this sentence, Novartis is a this kind of a company. See, for example, if I ask to complete a sentence like Toyota is an automotive company, is a mobility company. So what do you think Tesla is or Novartis is? So let me take a pause here, Abhishek, and please just check whether there are some responses to my question.
Yes, definitely. We can take, I think, 1 to 2 minutes pause and then come back and see. I'm continuously monitoring on the YouTube chat, so we'll be able to figure out what people think about.
So these are very important aspects that we need to understand and appreciate. So the kind of changes that are happening in the world and how the companies are changing or managing their change to be in sync with the exponential change that we see today in the world. So Abhishek, if you have responses, it's okay.
So we have responses. In fact, we have a few responses. Some of my teammates are also here. They are also responding that Tesla is typically a mobility company. Okay. Nowadays, is definitely a pharma company. So that's the kind of response we are getting for now.
And any response on Novartis?
Yeah, Novartis is being said now. Earlier it was this pharma, but now somebody is saying that it's a healthcare company.
Yes. So Abhishek, this is what we perceive and we understand that Tesla is a automotive mobility company. It is a company which produces cars. And then when we look at Novartis, which is more than 100-year-old company, and we always look at Novartis as a pharma company or a healthcare company. But you will be surprised, those who are listening, you will be surprised to hear that or to know that Tesla never calls itself as a mobility company or an automotive company. Tesla says we are data company. It's very interesting.
Yeah, exactly. I never realized that this could be termed as a data company. I was also thinking that this is a mobility company.
So now Tesla, when it says data company, now it extended and it keeps saying that we are AI company. And then in the recent past, Abhishek, now Tesla says we are robotics company. So nowhere Tesla ever believed that they are building a car, a mobility or a vehicle, but they said that we are a company which is focused on data. We are focused, or we are a company of AI. We are a company of robotics. And that makes a tremendous change in our thinking that the companies need. So the traditional way of looking at the companies need to be changed or has to be changed. Now, some of us who are listening here may say that, look, Tesla is a very new age company. It's like a startup now has, become a slightly larger company. And if you look at the valuations of Tesla's valuations are more than top 5, automotive companies in the world. And what makes Tesla to get that kind of a valuation is because of the nature, the focus, and the way they want to drive this company. Of course, their revenues are maybe 1/10 or 1/5 of some of the companies. And if you look at Abhishek, that Tesla has collected over 3 billion miles of real-world driving data, which is incredible. And therefore, now they are one of the leaders in terms of autonomous vehicles, and that is going to be the future. So now the question that I was trying to bring in is, some of you may say that, okay, Tesla is a startup, is a new age company, but what about the traditional companies? What about the companies which are century-old companies? And Japan traditionally has been has companies, or it is a country where companies survive for centuries and centuries. Now, what about that? Are they changing? Are they making any change in their approach to succeed and sustain in the future? Look at Novartis. It's a Switzerland, Swiss, we used to call pharma company, says that we are not pharma company, we are not healthcare company, and we are becoming a data science company. So it is not just a young, new age startup is saying that we are not automotive company, but we are data company. But here is a very, very traditional old company which says that we are data science company. And now they are applying data science for creating new molecules, new drug discovery, and so on. But everything boils down to their ability to capture the data and use the data for their company. And that's the shift that we are seeing today. Now, the next question that we all of us can ask is, what makes Novartis a very, very traditional pharma company to become a data and AI company? So this is a natural extension of our thinking. So why this kind of a dramatic shift that is happening today? It is because that the technology is converging. See, earlier, most of these technologies were being used in isolation. For example, we look at IT and ICT. So ICT was predominantly an independent technology area. But if I look at operational technology, and operation technology was functioning as another discrete and independent technology. So there was never been the convergence of these two powerful technologies earlier. And now what is happening is that now there is no difference between OT and IT, or information technology and operational technology. So they live together today. So the core concept of Industry 4.0, the core concept of Society 5.5 is this merging of different technologies coming together, and that combination of technology, convergence of technology, is making large companies, irrespective of their sector, saying that we are either data, AI companies. I think this is what is happening, and this was not existing, say, in the third industrial revolution. Third industrial revolution was more focused on use of IT to make automation or digitalize things. But now, because of this convergence, there are new possibilities exist, new challenges gets created. Now let us come to our topic. Again, ask very series of questions. How does this impact on innovation? So what does this mean to the innovation, the way we do innovation, the way we approach innovation? Then the next question is, where this innovation heading then? And where are the opportunities for us to innovate? I think these are the three questions that I try to discuss in the next, say, 15 or 20 minutes. So let me let me go back to say 20-30 years from now. So when I finished my research, and when I was in the process, or when I was working in Europe to create or innovate to solve a particular problem, I think our focus predominantly in the past was that create a product. So the first thought for us as a scientist, as a researcher, is, what technologies that we need to build so that I can create a product. So in the last, say, 20 or 30 years, what I have seen in my discourse or in the discourse of while it comes to innovation, that predominantly we saw that either a company is focused on creating the products or services, and of course there's a lot of innovation that goes into creating new products and new services, and then of course improve the processes. If I look at Japan, Japan is a leader not only in the products but in the processes. Japan gave to the world various innovations. For example, Kaizen, Lean, just-in-time, Toyota production system. So that was all focused on processes, and of course, in some ways to the business model, like how do I apply Kaizen, continuous innovation, so that I continue to improve quality, productivity, and so on, while creating the products. I still remember, my first time when I bought a Walkman. So Walkman was a revolutionary product that Japan created, and of course, Japan is an innovation engine. It's an invention machine, and they have brought so many products in the world, whether it's a bullet train or in the recent times, whether it's emojis. Emojis has come from Japan, or it is QR code, for example, is a biggest innovation that Japan has given to the world. So in the past, the whole innovation was, mainly focused on either, innovating in processes, innovating in products or services, or in the business model. And now we know that the whole belief within the organization was that if I make a product, and if I innovate a new product, then I can sustain for decades. For example, Walkman succeeded, to lead in the market for decades, but things changed. Walkman has to get out of us, or get out of the business, or today we don't have the Walkmans. So what happened? What happened to Walkman get out of the business, or that business of a Sony could not innovate and further after making this revolutionary Walkman product. So the question is, why did iPod became a next revolutionary product, and what makes iPod so special that when we compare with all the new versions of a Walkman that Sony was producing here? So what happened? In a very recent or say last 10, 15 years or 20 years, what I'm seeing is that and this is the biggest discovery that Dublin Consulting brought out. Of course, there are other similar models from MIT and other organizations about innovation, approach to innovation, going beyond the processes and products and business model. So what was biggest discovery of this 10 types of innovation? It's a book that was written by Larry Keeley, and what he looked at all the successful products and solutions, and he was asking question, what makes this product or this solution succeed? And then he discovered that one can innovate beyond these products, processes, and business model. So he says that organizations and companies and corporations need to innovate more than these three distinct types of innovation. So what he brought out is that one can innovate in the backend, that is business model, network, and enabling processes and core processes of the organization. Then one can innovate in terms of product and product platforms, and then something which is towards the front end to customers. And there one can innovate in the way we offer services, the way we innovate in creating these channel partners, the way we innovate in brand and customer experience. So and of course, one can individually innovate in these areas. For example, if you look at business model, the dominant innovation by Dell is a business model. And Dell said that why customer or consumer should have only few options of having desktop and laptop, and why they should go and buy these laptops and desktop in a air conditioned showrooms. And that change in the way the business is done made Dell a very successful company. So similarly, one can look at the companies, for example, Amazon. Amazon's biggest innovation is network. But of course, Amazon's success is not just because of the network, or Dell's success is not just because of only business model, but these companies also innovated in other types of innovation, in the other categories of the innovation, whether, for example, Dell, whether they branded, whether they created the service and channel partners and customer experience and so on. So the thumb rule was in the recent past is that if you want to bring out a breakthrough product, if you want to create a disruptive product, you must innovate not just in product or a process or a business model, but at least the innovation has to happen in 5 to 6 different categories or types out of 10 types of innovation. For example, what was the difference between Walkman? Walkman continued to create newer versions of the product, but what Apple did is that they said, let's innovate not just in the product. The product was a simple, all of us, we knew that there is a memory, there is a internet, and we can listen to the music and so on. So, but they went beyond the product. So they innovated in the business model. They created a iTunes, and iTunes is one of the most, innovative business models that made iPod successful. And one of the core innovation was that I need not buy the entire album or entire CD. I can just pay 99 cents and listen to the music that I want. And then, of course, to make iTunes happen, they had to network, partner with every music producer, which was not easy. And of course, they had to, Apple is known for their brand, customer experience, and channel partners, and all these things. So basically, the success of iPod is the way Apple innovated in 8 different, types, and that changed the future, the Apple's journey, a new journey, and becoming a very, very successful, trillion or $2 trillion company, and it continues to grow today. If you look at India, so and I have to take one example of Indian innovation, but I have lots and lots of innovation that I have looked at and have studied. Let's look at Jio. Now, Jio disrupted the market, and it's one of the fastest. It grew very, very fast. It's one of the most innovative, companies. And what made Jio succeed and lead is because they innovated in all these 10 types of innovation. And if you look at, all the viewers or listeners, if you want to do a test, please look at all the innovations that Jio has done in these 10 times. The entire combination of innovation at all these 10 different types made Jio where it is today. And therefore, even in COVID times, they could raise $20 billion. Why companies around the world want to invest in Jio? It is not just because they are the mobile telephone services company. So they have products, they have services, they're building a platform, not just the one product, and many, many more things that are the way they registered their subscribers using Aadhaar and activating their services in just in minutes. And that makes Jio a very, very successful company. So that is what is happening today, or that is what was happening in recent past, and also and some of the companies were actually leading because they went beyond innovating just processes or products or services. They looked at the entire, these 10 different types, and they started innovating in, at least the thumb rule was that if you want to successfully create a product, innovate at least in 5 or 6 different types of innovation. So that's now the question is about the future of innovation. So where is innovation heading, and where we need to look at the opportunities for innovation. So what I'm seeing today, it is because of Society 5.0 or because of the Industry 4.0, the entire innovation game is shifting to entirely different direction. And therefore, you see that Novartis is moving towards data AI company is because we are in a 4th industrial revolution, or for that matter, one can build a successful automotive company in Silicon Valley like Tesla, because they changed, they went beyond, or they're going beyond these 10 types of innovation. And this is where we as individuals and professionals and companies need to look at. So the first shift that I'm seeing today is that innovation again has moved way, way beyond products. So let's assume that I'm sorry, I have not acknowledged this is a paper from HBR. The HBR has given this example where this innovation is heading. So traditionally, if I say that I'm making a product, say I'm farm equipment manufacturing company. So if I'm making a tractor, now the next thing that is naturally has happened and is happening is how can I make it a smart product? Because most of the products that we see are becoming more and more smarter. Even if I look at our washing machines or our air conditioners, refrigerators, and so on. So the shift is that, okay, if I have a product, can I make it a smarter product? But the next thing is customers saying that, look, smart product is good, but I have other products. Can I have a connected product? So we are moving from a smart product to smart product to smart connected products. It's very, very interesting. Now the tractor is not only smart, but it's connected. I can track, monitor, control, and do a lot of things, because I'm as a device. If I have a mobile phone, I can just connect it to this and I can get all analytics and data and so on. But if you look at now farmer's point of view, see, if I'm a farmer, if I'm agriculture, I'm into the agriculture. And what I'm looking at is not just a smart connected product, but I'm looking at a product system. So someone, a farmer is saying that, look, I have several farm equipments, not just the tractor, but I have planters, I have tillers, I have harvesters, and so on. What I need, the kind of a solution I need is I need a system of farm equipment. So therefore, what you see the shift, right, once some company which is manufacturing and next day it becomes an IT company, because what the consumer is asking is, the user is asking is, give me a system, give me a platform where I can manage all my farm equipments. But it doesn't stop there. Very interestingly, now if I look at from a user perspective, in this case, farmer or agriculture owner, a farm owner, is saying that I need to go beyond farm equipment. I need the entire farm management system. And in that, one system, one platform is farm equipment system. Very interesting. Look at how the shift is happening from a product to smart product to connected product to product system to system of system. So I think this is where we need to look at. And if you look at the success of Amazon, again, it's a phenomenal innovation case study. The success of Amazon is because Amazon was able to create this platform or system of systems, not just the platform. I think this is where the biggest shift, the future of innovation is going to happen. So companies need to look at not just the product, but system, but go beyond products and system to system of system. And there is a tremendous potential, tremendous opportunity for us to innovate in this changing times. So this is the shift that I see, and this is possible just because that we are living in the fourth industrial revolution. The second trend that I see about the future of innovation is about mass customization or personalization. So this is the concept actually, Professor C.K. Prahlad wrote in 2008 in his book. He said that n is equal to 1. He gave a simple equation, n is equal to 1 and r is equal to g. What it means is that I offer my solution to that individual. My solution has to be personalized or individualized, but my resources can come anywhere from global. This was a powerful concept that Professor C.K. Prahlad envisioned in 2008, even before the concept of fourth industrial industry 4.0 evolved. He was such a visionary. So what does this mean? Where does the personalization is happening? And personalization is happening in every or most of the sectors. And that is the future that I see in coming days. So one of my collaborators and partners, from Germany, they were sharing this, an example of a perfume manufacturing company. And this perfume manufacturer has the ability, in one machine, has the ability to create millions and millions of possibilities. And every day it can produce 36,000 unique perfumes packages every day, and it can ship within 24 hours. What it means that based on my need, I can create the kind of a perfume that I want, and I can order that perfume, and that perfume comes in 24 hours. And if you look at whether it's a footwear, whether it is your apparel, whether it is your car, now car is going to be more and more personalized, and that's the future. That's the second trend that I'm seeing that is happening in the near future. So what I have done is I said I need to capture all the changes that are happening in the world, not just the technology. So technology is disrupting definitely, but there are other areas that are changing very, very fast. And there are a lot of these competing forces, the competing forces between technology, sustainability, all the economic shift that is happening, geopolitical shifts that are happening, and demographic shifts that are happening. I have written about Japan, how Japan's demographics is changing, and how Japan is trying to innovate to deal with the aging population. Geopolitics, post-COVID world has changed. Now our supply chain has to be, China plus one or 1 + 1 is a thing. And it's the countries are becoming more and more nationalistic and so on, and economic shifts are happening from developed world to developing world and towards east. And all these 5 major factors are influencing on the way we run the business, the way we innovate. And therefore, we need an entirely different way to think and design our organizations. So I have given this framework about what kind of organizational design that we need to create so that we can deal with all these competing forces and lead and succeed. And similarly, for making this new organization successful, we need new age leadership. We need to have a leader who not only thinks about the product or a system. We need to go beyond system and become a system of systems thinker. And this is the book which is going to be available and will be launched globally on 16th December. I hope viewers, listeners, all of you would like to look at this book. So I will conclude, where are the potential opportunities between India and Japan. And I was just reading an article yesterday about Japan and how Japan and industry of Japan shifting and changing in the post-COVID world. And one area where Japan is investing heavily is enhancing their productivity because the aging population. So like what McKinsey says, that Japan will need to increase their productivity by 2.5-fold over next decade to maintain the recent or pre-COVID GDP growth rate. Therefore, what I see, what JETRO is doing, offering this challenge to the world and deal and find solutions to the Japan. To continue to become a more growing and sustained, achieve sustained growth. So India has strengths, and India has lots and lots of challenges, and it lacks a lot of things, whether it's infrastructure, what our Consulate General was talking about how Japan is contributing to India's building infrastructure and many areas. But where I see a biggest opportunity is that Japan is advanced in terms of innovation, particularly in the area of technology, for example, whether it's robotics and many other equipments and other areas. Whereas if I look at India, India's strength predominantly is in the IT industry and knowledge of IT. Of course, India has to advance its capability and capacity in the ICT, but still I see that India has that knowledge and expertise in IT and has a potential to equip itself to the next level of needs of advanced IT. So, as I was saying, that the world is converging and technologies are converging. Therefore, I would say that Japan and India need to converge and build a partnership based on our strength. What we have is people and certain leadership in technology. And Japan has leadership in many areas, including technology. If we bring and build that partnership, believe me, this is going to be a game changer, not only for India and Japan, but for the world and for creating that sustainable world. And just to conclude, I see that Indo Japan Business Council, is growing. It's becoming more as a influencer to or facilitator or a catalyst to make these partnerships happen. So what I believe, and very strongly I believe, that in the future, in the next decade or so, IJBC will be play a very critical, pivotal role in building the future partnership between India and Japan. And I'm willing to offer, my, I volunteer. I would like to volunteer if I can be of any help to make things happen. I know that the intents between two countries, Japan and India, is so genuine. Only thing is we need organizations like Indo Japan Business Council to make things happen. So thank you very much, Abhishek, and all the listeners. I'm happy to take questions, please.
Thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful talk. There are a lot of interesting insights. The first thing that I have is an eye opener for me is definitely Tesla and Novartis are data companies and not the traditional, no longer thinking traditional. So that is there. Then you showed us wonderful models that 10 different innovation models, which is very interesting, and then how world is moving towards or embracing towards industry 4.0. So overall, I believe there are a lot of things between both these countries where we can do, and I'm thankful that you were happy to share your expertise to shape up all our collaborations. And going forward, as you have already mentioned, that we will be a catalyst. We also would like to see that a lot of innovative companies, a lot of innovative SMEs from Japan should come to India. Indian SMEs should go to Japan. So all those exchanges we are anticipating in coming years. So once again, thank you very much for your time. So I just wanted to quickly see that if there are questions coming up. And one thing, you already explained, but one question is that there are a lot of demographic dividend, and everybody is talking about the demographic dividend. And if you see, how do you, or what will be your comment on the innovation, Japanese innovation versus Indian innovation? What could be the areas where both can marry? So, what will be your comments on that?
So, Abhishek, if I look at a very high level, India's strength is in terms of expertise in the area of information technology, but we are not so strong in terms of manufacturing or automation or creating or building products like robots and very advanced robots and so on. So we don't have that expertise, the level of expertise Japan has. But if I look at Japan, Japan has that level of advanced, knowledge, technology they have, and of course they have a proven track record and also products. So what it requires is how do we bring these two expertise together so that the innovation happens? Because if we bring these two things together, things will multiply, not add. So, yes. I would say that how do we create that? Of course, we live in a particular culture. Japan has a different culture, but organization like yours, if we keep learning, how do we work with Japan, and Japan learns how to work with India, and that would be of immense potential. The second area that I see is startup. Our today in the opening remarks, Consulate General said that that India is now third largest ecosystem in startups, and how now our startups and Japanese organization can come together and work together. Of course, I'm sure there are certain programs for such partnership, but we need to see how do we strengthen that partnership. But what would be the catalyst or real change that we need to bring as individual when we work on this kind of innovation is like, for example, professionals who are in IT, they need to learn about manufacturing. So we cannot create a new solution being in just IT expert. So what I mean was we need to look at manufacturing, and those who are working in a shop floor, those who are experts in manufacturing, they should slowly start learning, at least acquiring enough knowledge on information and communication technology. And when that happens, the real intersections will happen. And for that to happen, so in my book, I'm saying that, what kind of a new 21st century talent that we need. So what I'm saying, we need intersection of three things. One is, the change is so fast that we need to build, or acquire new skills, which I call it human skills, like empathy, EQ, growth mindset, and many other things. I think these are very, very important for innovation and manage that change. The next is, of course, we need to empower ourselves with the tools of innovation. So we need to be creative, we need to be innovative, we need to be more entrepreneurial and so on. And we need to keep acquiring that. And what is going to enable the true innovation happen is the technology. So I need not be an expert in technology, but I should know enough so that I'm able to find solutions. So if I'm a technology expert, suppose my expertise in technology, then I need to slowly empower myself with the new modern tools of innovation, being more creative and becoming more human and building more human skills. Of course, we can learn from Japan about human skills. They are we can learn so much from Japan, how they interact and so on. So I think if we combine these things, and then what happens, Abhishek, is then we are ready to collaborate and partner. Today, if I look at India, I say that, oh, I'm expert in innovation, oh, I'm expert in technology, and I go to Japan. Since I don't have those human skills to appreciate other human beings, other cultures, then we will not be able to make things happen. So in 21st century, because machines are going to be more intelligent than humans, now we need to, as humans, we need to upgrade ourselves to the next level.
Thank you very much. I think these are extremely insightful, and for us also to promote this exchanges between both the countries. All these words of yours will be a great asset for us. So once again, I think we are coming to an end of our session, and this is already 12:58, and we are bang on time. So once again, thank you very much for your time and sharing all your insights. I think all of us will be immensely benefited from this. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Abhishek, Siddharth, and the entire team of IGBC. The kind of efforts that you are doing, it's a voluntary efforts. I know that you are not sleeping overnight to make this event happen. I'm sure that the efforts that you are putting in will grow, will exponentially grow, and make an impact, to the people of both India and Japan and the world at large. So thanks, Abhishek.
Thank you very much.